out of my house. Get out of my house. I will. And you're going to light me on fire because you just blew alcohol all over me? Call the police.
Call the police? What happened?
I was in the bathroom. I thought you were home.
I have no idea who this is.
40 foot this way, I'm 10 feet. Stand up for me.
The video that you're about to watch is a doorbell camera footage that captured a disturbing encounter involving a man who sought revenge on his ex-girlfriend. As she came to the door, you can hear her voice while he tries to block the camera's view. At first, the conversation sounds polite, but the tension in the conversation is clear. Moments later, she allows him inside, unaware of what was about to happen.
Hey,
What's up?
how are you?
Good, how are you?
What's going on?
Nothing, just thought that I was in the neighborhood, I thought I'd stop by, say hi.
The footage then cuts, and when the audio picks back up, the woman explains she had been struck with a bottle and drenched in alcohol.
I just got out of the hospital.
What happened?
I almost died.
What?
The man even admits he planned to set her on fire, though fortunately, it never reached that point.
Get out of my house. Get out of my house. I will. And you're going to light me on fire because you just blew alcohol all over me?
Yeah, I think it's over.
Now it's not over because now I'm calling the cops.
This entire ordeal shows how quickly trust can be twisted into something dangerous, and how alarming it is to witness it unfold on camera. You can use the comment section down below to share your opinion on this incident. On June 18th, his bed was a stranger, sound asleep. Startled, Jeff quickly locked himself in another room and waited for the police to arrive. Stranger's bed. Mark Chopper Red was one of Australia's most feared and notorious criminals. He built a reputation in Melbourne's underworld through violent crimes and years behind bars, later which he shocked many by turning his life story into best-selling books, mixing brutal honesty with dark humor to show the raw realities of crime. Those books became cult classics, blurring the line between villain and anti-hero, and his charisma made him a legendary figure in Australian true crime. The success of his books eventually caught the attention of a journalist, who arranged Chopper's first TV interview in 1992, for which she traveled to Tasmania, hoping to get him to open up. The interview started off normally, with Chopper even showing off some of the aiming skills he picked up during his time with the Mafia.
I'm a very, very good shot. Would you like me to show you how good a shot I am?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll get my young assistant, Trent. Grab that bottle. Get over there. This bloke's play by the hour.
Once Chopper got started, there was no stopping him.
You want me to have a go? Show you?
Okay.
Will I show you? All right. Hold it up clear. Hang on, just see if the gun works first. Oh, the gun works nicely. Yep, I'm a crack shot.
So how long's it taken you to be a shot like that?
Oh. Well, most of my life.
But things took a darker turn when the journalist Rene asked how he once won money from the Chinese Mafia by playing Russian roulette, because no one expected for Chopper to actually start to demonstrate it on camera, and that suddenly made the situation really tense and frightening.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a slug in this gun. Now, you got to take my word for it, but there's a slug in this gun. Well, I want one shot to my head, one shot to Renee's. Are you ready, Renee?
I don't think I want to play.
Are you ready? You don't want to play. Bad luck.
And that's when the cameraman stopped recording. The incidents that followed were later explained by Renee in an interview, that she was in complete shock, and that she remembered nervously laughing and asking him how he pulled it off. Chopper then pointed the gun at the ground, pulled the trigger twice, and this time it fired, proving that there had been a live round in the cylinder the whole time, and that it wasn't a joke at all. Disturbingly, if he had pulled the trigger on himself once more, or turned the gun toward Renee, she could have been killed right there on camera. Chopper later admitted it himself, saying that if he had pulled the trigger a third time on camera, she would have died. The reality is that he had no idea of what he was doing. Some people speculate about the way bullets settle in revolvers, but in this case, it was just reckless luck. He wanted to look cool for the camera, but instead came dangerously close to killing someone. This incident shows exactly why many reporters remain extremely cautious or avoid interviewing criminals like him altogether. This next clip comes from the Ring doorbell camera of Leah Amberly in Allen, Texas, as she was relaxing in the tub while her 2 young sons slept in the next room. The house was quiet until she suddenly heard the sound of someone coming inside, about which she thought it was her husband getting home early. But instead, it was 2 masked intruders who appeared with the intention of a burglary. With no phone nearby and little time to react, Leah pleaded with the men not to hurt her children as she grabbed the family dog and ran for the front door, using the doorbell camera to alert her husband and call for help. Here's what it recorded.
Jake! Jake!
What's going on?
God, call the police!
Call the police?
Please!
What happened?
I was in the bus. I thought you were home. Someone brought her back to where these 2 guys walked in. I begged them not to hurt the kids.
The intruders quickly fled after the alert was triggered, and thankfully, no one was harmed. But once the footage spread online, many people began to criticize Leah, asking why she had chosen to take the dog instead of her children. Explaining which, Leah later told the viewers that if the men had been armed, carrying her sons might have slowed her down and put them at greater risk. Others even accused her of staging the entire break-in for attention. But Leah pushed back against those claims by sharing receipts, proof, and ongoing updates to defend her side of the story.
Back sliding door. This is where they dusted for fingerprints. And this is my bathroom door they busted down. You can see the door handle is all messed up.
Her later post showed her children safe and smiling, a reminder that this frightening night ended without tragedy. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say on this one in the comments down below. On April 2nd, 2015, a man named Paul was driving to work in his Ford Mustang when he suddenly began to feel sick as his vision narrowed and he realized something was wrong. He turned off the cruise control, but within seconds, lost consciousness, his foot pressing the gas pedal all the way down. The car shot forward, narrowly missing a power line pole that could have ended his life, before veering into a nearby field. At one point it even headed toward the highway, but after failing to climb a hill, it rolled back down and straight into a fence. Just then, Paul came back to his senses. He then immediately managed to grab the wheel, hit the brakes, and bring the car to a stop. It was the first and only time he had ever blacked out. A passing driver spotted the Mustang in the field and stopped to help, calling the police. Paul was then rushed to the ER, where doctors ran tests to find the cause of his sudden blackout. The answer was hereditary low blood pressure. Thankfully, with treatment, Paul made a full recovery and is now doing well. On the evening of April 5th, 2023, in Prince William County, Virginia, life carried on quietly near Fortuna Center Plaza on Dumfries Road, until one car changed everything. Inside a 2007 Chrysler 300, 34-year-old Mustafa Al-Jazairi was driving with his girlfriend, Dorothy Fontaine, and her 5-year-old daughter, Empress. They looked just like another family on the road, but tensions inside the car were rising. According to reports, an argument had broken out between Mustafa and Dorothy over her ex-boyfriend, which wasn't the first time it had happened, but this time it had escalated to a point where no one was ready for what it was about to lead to. Without warning, the Chrysler veered into oncoming traffic and collided head-on with a 2013 Chevrolet Suburban. The impact was devastating. Dorothy and Little Empress were killed instantly. Mustafa survived with serious injuries and was airlifted to Fairfax Hospital. The other driver also survived, though badly hurt. At first, it seemed like a tragic accident, but investigators soon uncovered details that made the case far more unsettling. Dashcam footage from Mustafa's car revealed the final moments before impact. Dorothy looked terrified, bracing herself, but Mustafa barely seemed to react, which was an odd act for the investigators. Prosecutors later claimed this was no accident, and argued that Mustafa deliberately caused the crash, so he was charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, but his family insisted otherwise.
A drop of guilt, we would not be here for him. We believe my brother is innocent. We believe that this was a horrible accident. We believe that. And I believe the evidence is going to show the truth.
They argued the brakes failed, that he tried to stop but couldn't. They launched petitions, called him a victim of faulty equipment, and begged for the charges to be dropped. Yet no mechanical evidence has ever supported their claims. Mustafa was arrested on April 7th, just 2 days later, and has remained in custody since. His brother continues to speak out, calling the accusations false. But the footage tells a different story. Dorothy's expression in those final seconds, her fear contrasted with Mustafa's calm, raises questions that may never have clear answers. The trial is ongoing, but 2 lives are gone, and someone is responsible. Whether it was a mechanical failure, a sudden loss of control, or a calculated act of rage, it's up to the jury to decide. Make sure to comment your thoughts down below. I'll reply to each comment and pin the best one. Also, make sure to like and subscribe for more such content. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, stay spooky.